8:47 p.m. You're standing on the basement floor of the Malta fruit section of a high-end supermarket. I've been waiting for almost 20 minutes. In front of you is a row of strawberries, transparent box, milky white label. There is also a thin layer of fog on the lid of the box. You didn't move the original price of $69. Because you know it's not time yet. Around 8:50, the staff will push the trolley out holding a roll of yellow discount stickers and handsome fruits must be disposed of that day. There will be a 50% discount directly from the original price. Even 30% off. Sure enough, it didn't take long. The staff is here. The first box is labeled stick on the second box, stick on the third box. You also slowly lean over there, wait until the staff just put the yellow label on it. You immediately pick up 2 boxes of strawberries, 29 yuan 9. You feel comfortable although one of the boxes is on the edge. The two are already a little soft. The color is also darker than other strawberries, but you only hesitated for a second after seeing it. Not a big problem. I'll eat it tomorrow anyway. You put both boxes in the shopping basket. When you get to the exit, the cashier put the fruit in a creamy white paper bag. The color of the bag is very restrained. No bells and whistles. The rope is thick. Paper is also hard. When you pick it up, subconsciously turn the flattest side of the bag out. That moment you even think that 29 yuan 9 is suddenly less important, although what you bought is discounted fruit. But as long as the bag is beautiful enough, it doesn't look like a bargain. More like you just happen to be spending here. On the way home you pass by the fruit store at the entrance of the community. The boss is putting the strawberries that just arrived on the shelf. Red is fresh. He knows you. Shout when I see you, the strawberries just arrived today. It's pretty sweet. Would you like a box? You stop and take a look. Transparent plastic box, ordinary, no more ordinary bags. There's a handwritten price tag next to it. You wave your hand. No need, I have it at home. The boss didn't think much of it. Keep moving. Fruit. You subconsciously hold the milky white in your hand. The paper bag moved a little to the outside of the body until you step into the elevator. You just looked down at the bag and I felt a strange sense of satisfaction. Actually, the box of strawberries downstairs is fresher than the one in your hand. And cheaper, you know? But you're just not interested. Because the box downstairs can only buy strawberries for you. This box in the high-end supermarket seems to be okay. Buy something else, by the way. As for what that thing is, you couldn't tell at that time. You discovered for the first time that fruit has this use. It was 6 months ago. You had dinner with your colleagues that day. The first time I really walked into this upscale supermarket. You used to just pass by the door. I've seen it through the glass a few times. The light inside is always warm. Apples are neatly arranged by size. Each orange seems to have been rubbed. 3 avocados in a cardboard tray. A small box of blueberries looks like a delicate gift. You were actually a little uncomfortable when you first went in. I didn't dare to take the cart, only took a small basket. Walked around. Apples are too expensive. Grapes are expensive. Strawberries are still too expensive. Pick it up and see. Put it back. Finally, it took almost 40 minutes to go around. Just found a box of discounted blueberries in the advent area. The original price is more than 40. Fold. In your early 20s, you immediately think you can. At checkout, the cashier asked if you wanted a paper bag. You hesitated and said yes. The next morning, you didn't pour blueberries into your lunchbox, but took it to the company with the paper bag. Put it next to the workstation. After 10 a.m. a colleague passed by. He glanced at it and asked casually, you also go there specifically to buy fruit? You say no, just passing by. It's not on the way at all. That store is 3 kilometers away from your house. You took a subway ride that day, but you didn't say. That colleague nodded and left. It stayed in his head for about 3 seconds. But it stays in your head all day when you eat that box of blueberries. In the afternoon, suddenly it feels sweeter than usual. Then you realized that's not what blueberries reward you for. Is that sentence made you realize for the first time? It turns out that fruit can not only fill the stomach. I can also introduce myself to you. A bag of ordinary fruit only means that you bought fruit. Can be picked up from somewhere. Fruit seems to say a few more words for you. You have requirements for life. You pick things you ate while you can afford it. You are not the type of person who only looks at the price. It feels light, so light that you wouldn't even admit it was vanity at the time. You just think, I'm starting to understand life. Since then you like going to that supermarket more and more. Of course, you still can't bear the original price. So you start researching discounts. When is the best time to go? Which fruit has the fastest price reduction? Which imported fruits will be labeled for the second time at night? Which clerk has a more generous discount? You slowly know it all. You even know what time it is on the weekend. It is easier to encounter the second price reduction approaching the closing of the store. You call these experiences will buy. Once you told your friend this kind of store is actually not as expensive as you think. It's a good deal if you buy it. When you say this, you are a little proud because I can buy it is a particularly useful explanation. It allows you to enjoy both the sense of identity brought by high-end supermarkets. You don't have to admit that you actually can't bear the original price. It's not that you can't afford it. You just don't want to be taken advantage of. At least that's what you keep telling yourself. The owner of the fruit shop downstairs still greets you every day. The oranges just arrived today. This peach is especially sweet. The watermelon just bloomed. You stop occasionally. Ask the price. But in the end, I always find a reason to go that's really cheap. You doubt the quality. The packaging is too ordinary. You don't think its refined peaches vary in size. Do you think the selection criteria are not good? A bunch of grapes is big and a bunch is small. You feel unprofessional. And here's the thing. After buying the fruit from there, no bag you want to take home. Once the boss said this peach just came out of the box. Take a few and try them. You pinched it. Hard and fresh, smells good too, you still haven't bought it. 9 p.m. You took the subway for over 20 minutes to get there. The high-end supermarket bought a box of imported peaches after the discount. It is still more expensive than downstairs. After opening it at home, you notice that 2 of them are already a little wrinkled. The bottom of one of them was even crushed a small piece. You cut it off with a knife and ate it. Not bad, you console yourself. Imported fruits are transported far away. A little bump is normal. You didn't realize a very interesting question. Cheap peaches downstairs. As long as one doesn't look good, you will think that it is really cheap and not good. But the peach in the high-end supermarket has been wrinkled. You will explain it. Fruits are naturally flawed. Your standards have never been uniform. Ordinary fruits must be of good quality. Prove yourself worthy of you. High-end fruits only need to be used. Proof that you are worthy of you. Then you started sending photos. At first only occasionally. Weekend breakfast, a cup of coffee, a small plate of blueberries. You take 7 or 8 pictures. One last one. Blueberries on a white plate, sunlight by the window. It is best to show a little milk white shopping bag in the corner of the table. Don't reveal too much, it seems deliberate. Best corner. Let those who recognize it for themselves. You found one for this practice. Nice name. Life record. You're getting better at documenting. Oranges cannot be eaten directly in the hand. It is best to cut into 4 pieces. The grapes should be washed and put in a transparent bowl. Strawberries should put the reddest and largest ones on top. If you bought ordinary fruit that day, you don't even want to shoot. It's not that the fruit is bad, something is missing from the picture. That paper bag gradually became more and more important. After eating the fruit, you start to feel reluctant to throw the bag away. The first time you told yourself you were so thick, throw away waste, so I flattened it and put it in the closet. Later, you keep the second, third, and fourth. There are obviously several environmental protection bags at home, but when you go downstairs to pick up the courier, I still take this one off, and occasionally I buy something at the fruit store downstairs. You will even come home later, put the fruit in ordinary plastic bags, pour into that milky white paper bag, take it upstairs, explain to yourself the bag is sturdy. Repurpose. Environmental protection is a very reasonable reason, so reasonable that you almost really believe it, until one time your mother came to your house. I saw a row of paper bags folded in the cabinet and asked, why do you keep so many bags? You answer, immediately pack something? But after she left, you stood in front of the cabinet and looked at it for a while. Some bags you haven't used in half a year. One can't even bear to press the crease. You suddenly find you protect them more than you protect them. The fruits inside are much more serious. The fruit is soft, you can accept it. Eat the strawberries when they come out of the water. Blueberries are wrinkled. How many do you throw away? The avocados are overripe. You dig them out, keep eating the broken part, but if a corner of the paper bag is wet by water, you will feel sorry. This life is not troublesome at first, then it gradually became troublesome because discounts don't come at the pace of your life. It follows the rhythm of the fruit going bad. Folding starts at 8:30 p.m. You have to go at 8:30. Even if you get off work at 6 o'clock, you wouldn't go straight home. You eat something near the office. It takes time to shop for a while. Take the subway again, buy it, and go home. Usually it's already 9:30, even 10 o'clock. You will feel a little tired, but every time I walk out of the mall with a paper bag, the tiredness will be offset, especially when you've done the math, found the original price of more than $100. I only spent a few $dozen. You will feel very fulfilled. You'll even take out the receipt and look at it again, feel like you've won, but you were never something else. Go around and spend more time. Take more subway. I bought the yogurt in order to get a discount. I didn't want to eat it, but because the grapes you got cheap today. And those after buying them home. Fruit that is too late to finish. Your refrigerator gradually starts to become another emergency zone. You must eat strawberries today because it has come out of the water. Blueberries must be addressed tomorrow because it starts to wrinkle. Avocados can't wait any longer. The pears are soft too. You open the refrigerator every day. Stop asking yourself what you want to eat today. Instead, ask what you don't eat today. It will go bad. Fruit turn from reward to task. Once you really want to eat watermelon, but there's still a box of strawberries in the fridge that I bought at a discount yesterday. You tell yourself to get rid of the strawberries first, otherwise it will be wasted the next day. You still want to eat watermelon, but there are also 2 overripe avocados. The last whole week you didn't eat what you really want to eat. You've been wrapping up yesterday's discount, but you still think you're going to get by until my friend saw me for the first time. Your noodles don't taste good. He came to your house for dinner that day. You deliberately prepare fruit in advance. Take one out of the refrigerator. The imported honeydew melon bought the night before. When you bought it, you found it was already very soft. But because of the big discount, you still took it. After the friend comes, you cut into small pieces on the most beautiful white plate. It's still smooth when you take it out. Said that this melon is usually quite expensive. Friend ate a piece. Pause. Take another bite, then ask if it's a little overripe. You barely think. Answer immediately. This melon is soft. He nodded and said no more, but when you eat the second piece yourself, I got it. It does have a bit of a fermented flavor, sweet and greasy. The edges are even a little transparent. Already you didn't dump it because there is still half a plate and you remember it was expensive at the original price. You want to buy it for so much money? Throw away, thanks. So the next day you beat the rest into a milkshake and drink it. That day you noticed a pattern for the first time. The higher the original price of an item, the more willing you are to forgive its problems, and this started happening more and more. Discounted strawberries come out the next day. You say maturity is high. A few soft under the grapes. You said that a bunch of fruits will inevitably have a few bad ones. Imported pear skin wrinkled. You say this breed is like this. You're not picking fruit, it's more and more like you're defending your choices because once admitted, these fruits are no better. You have to answer another question. Then why did you come so far around to buy it? You don't want to answer this question. What really cracks things up, it was the day your mother came to see you. She didn't say in advance when she came, I will call you when I arrive at the gate of the community. Said she had arrived 10 minutes later. He came in with a plain clear plastic bag. Inside is a bag of peaches. The first time you see that bag I feel a little uncomfortable. You ask, where did you buy it? He said it's just downstairs. You blurt out that fruit is generally your mom. Was stunned for a moment. He looked down at peaches and said, I tried a sweet one. You didn't continue. Put the peaches in the corner of the kitchen after lunch. You want to bring out some fruit? I took it out of the fridge on purpose. The box of strawberries I grabbed last night. He also said something casually, this is usually quite expensive. Cover open, the top few look fine. You pick up one. Two are exposed below. There is already a layer of light white hair on the surface. The air suddenly quieted down. Your first reaction is not nausea, but embarrassment. You immediately take out those two and say, I guess one is broken. Cover to the side. Your mom didn't laugh. You didn't say, I already told you. She just glanced and asked, do you still buy it if it is broken? You answer subconsciously, it was on sale yesterday. What a deal. After saying this sentence, even you find it a little strange. The strawberries are spoiled. Are you still explaining that it is cost effective? Your mom didn't answer. In the afternoon, she washed two of the peaches she bought in the morning with a knife. Everything is brittle. The pulp has a little natural powder. The juice runs down the blade face. She hands you half. You weren't interested. Still a sweet bite, not soft sweet, it's just right. You subconsciously take another bite. Your mother only said, I told you it was sweet. You didn't answer because at that moment you suddenly don't know how to evaluate it. It doesn't have an import label. No pretty box. It's not from the lights in the mall. There is no sense of earning brought by discounts. It's even just two transparent plastic bags that were previously disliked, but it's just better than the strawberries in your fridge that night. You clean up the kitchen alone. When ready to throw out the trash, I saw that high-end supermarket paper bag again. You pick it up. Was going to continue flattening the collection. Go to the cabinet, open the door, and there are 6 in total. There are big and small, almost the same color. You put the latest one on the front. Stand there and watch for a few seconds. I suddenly feel that this picture is a little strange. Half a year I can't remember how many fruits you have eaten. What does blueberry taste like? Are strawberries sweet? Are imported pears good to eat? You don't even remember, but these bags are all there, even well preserved. No oil, no water. The rope is complete. The corners are neat. They're like 6 certificates you can't bear to lose. Prove that you have been in and consumed, carried it out, have been seen. You suddenly understand why sometimes if the fruit is a little broken, you are reluctant to throw it away. Because you never just buy fruit. What you bought is the original price, which is very expensive. I bought the satisfaction at a low price. I bought a shopping bag. The difference when you hold it in your hand. I bought the little refinement shown in the corner of the photo. Bought by a colleague, maybe casually. Do you often go there? And then you can very naturally respond occasionally. What you were really addicted to was never the fruit, it was that second. Others may be because of a bag. Think a little more about your life. You want them to think you're eating well. Nice. Stay very good at choosing things. Demands for life, not the casual kind of person. It's even better to think you're rich. Of course, not too obvious to be vulgar. You want the kind of decency that other people guess for themselves, like when you take pictures of fruits. Never put the bag in the center, show only one corner, because the best way to be vain is never to show off. But I didn't want to show you at all, but you just happened to see it. Get off work the next day. You pass the fruit store. Downstairs again, the boss still shouts as before, peaches just arrived today, do you want them? You had already taken 2 steps. Stop again. Looking back, I walked in seriously for the first time. There was no epiphany. You didn't suddenly feel bad about high-end supermarkets you're even looking at. The packaging. When the boss packs peaches for you, I still use the most common transparent plastic bag. The way the bags are knotted doesn't look good. When you pay, there was even a thought in my mind, this bag is really earthy. You didn't eat it once. Peaches become a completely different person. This stuff doesn't go away that easily. You still care, only this time you didn't come home. Pour the peaches into the milky paper bag. You put the plastic bag directly in the kitchen. Washed one. Stand there and eat. I didn't cut the plate. I didn't find the sun. No coffee cup in the background. Didn't take a picture. It's really crunchy when you take the first bite. The juice almost ran to my wrist. You quickly bow your head and take it. She smiled at herself. It's not because I suddenly understood some great truth of life, it's just that you found that the original fruit is the most ordinary. Purpose has always been to eat, and you actually spent it. Took half a year to remember again. You still go to that fancy supermarket later. I will go in. When passing by, you will also buy fruits that you really want to eat. You'll still be happy with the discount. Some packaging you still think is beautiful. You didn't become a sudden hate consumer people who hate the delicate life, it's just that you start asking yourself more questions. What I want to buy now is the fruit inside? Or the bag outside? Once you came across a discount on pricey strawberries. You would have taken 2 boxes before you picked it up and looked at it for a while that day, and there was a little water coming out. You put it back when walking out of the supermarket empty-handed. You don't feel like you're missing anything? On the way home, the fruit shop downstairs has not closed yet. The boss is preparing to close the stall. You bought a small bag of grapes. After going home and washing, I sat directly on the sofa and ate. Throw the bag in the trash. Not saved. No one knows about you tonight. Where did you buy your fruit? You found out for the first time. It turns out that there is no grape. Audience can also be sweet. The 6 milks in the cupboard white paper bag. You used it one after another. Pack old clothes. Pack books, pack garbage. When the last one broke, you didn't fold it up again, you throw it in the trash. The lifting rope falls on top. You stand there and take a look. I suddenly remembered the first time half a year ago. Carry it to the company's own. At that time, you thought that only let life seems more expensive, only others can believe that you are doing well, only later did you admit it. What you despise never, it's just the fruit store downstairs. What you really despise is the one who holds ordinary plastic bags to buy cheap peaches by yourself, so you'd rather walk an extra 3 kilometers? Wait 2 more hours. Throw a few more broken strawberries. Pack yourself into a prettier bag too, but the fruit won't cooperate with you for too long. Fresh is fresh, broken is broken. The packaging can hold up a decent box of fruit, but it can't hold up its smell. Finally you understand the one you were most reluctant to throw away. Never those expensive fruits, it's the identity that the shopping bag holds up for you. It's just that identities can be preserved for a long time by packaging. Fruit is not good, the bag can always be decent. Fruit will rot.